Hi, Jeff Disher here from OpenAutonomy again. I'm going to walk through some quick use cases of the social networking system in OpenAutonomy. So first of all, this is starting out on the demo server, so these things don't show up on the normal OpenAutonomy corporate server. This user is just called Safari because it's open in the Safari browser. I'm going to use multiple browsers for this, so it just keeps it clear. This is what the new layout of the kind of application button bar looks like. They're kind of tiled now instead of just being a big list, so it actually makes it a lot tighter. So first thing we're going to do is open up social networking, and in here, clear this message. There's of course nothing going on because I have no trusted users. There's nothing that's going to happen. So, is anyone out there? And that's just to show how that thing expands and closes. Also, you can use this to upload files, like images and things like that, along with the post, and they'll actually go into it. So there's no one there. So what we're going to do to try and actually find some people to follow is we're going to go to on this server, and I'm going to go create a syndicated feed. Now this is of course a way of following a news site or a weblog or something like that. Creating it as a syndicated feed like this actually means that all other users will be able to interact with it. It doesn't belong to you, you're just going to be watching it. So we'll look at /dot. That's when things end up reading all the time anyway. So what it ends up doing is if multiple people try and request the same feed, they'll actually end up getting the same feed user. So you can see this has been created here now, the /dot logo, and I'll say that yes, I do want to start trusting this user. So I'll just confirm that. Alright, so now if I refresh this, /dot's now one of my trusted users, and I'll open social networking, and there's of course, we'll be able to start seeing the items generated by that news feed. Like when news items are added to the /dot website, they'll actually show up here after some number of minutes when we actually when we decide to check again. So that's all well and good, but right now it was just created, so it doesn't have any information. In fact, all it's talking about here is the fact that it has been created. So let's put something here like, can't wait to see some news. So as a reply to that, and of course that's going to be posted to this thing, to the /dot feed, so other people will be able to see this comment. But other than that, I don't really know anyone else here. I don't have anyone to connect to. Well, a convenient thing is that by watching other people watching things like news feeds or other common users, you can actually very easily make connections across multiple users. For example, here's the Firefox user, exactly the same kind of setup, no special anything configured in any weird way out of the box, but we'll say they're having the same problem. They don't know anyone, so they want to go and say, oh look, there's a /dot feed. And assuming they don't know these other users or know anything about them, they can at least tell the common interest once they start trusting the feed, because they'll be able to see each other's comments in the interface. Now notice, whenever I'm trying to trust a user, it always asks me to trust them and then confirm that I'm trusting them. That's because in case you're across different servers, it needs to make sure that you actually are agreeing to what's going on. It isn't just, you're not being kind of fished into something by some sort of scammer. So that's why that happens there. However, one of the different cases you can see now we're trusting them. So I'll open social networking for Firefox. And to start with, all we see is what we already have. But then we actually get this update from the newsfeed that we're watching. And we can see that there's a common user that's also watching it, and they're interested in this. And because they're untrusted, we know right away that we don't trust them yet, so we easily can do that. But because I'm trusting them from within one of my applications, I don't have to confirm it. This is something that happens immediately. So as we can see now, this starts going through. This is currently a small bug where this reappears, but so that we can now see what's going on there and even reply to that user. So like, because remember, in OpenAutonomy, all the friendship connections, all the trust relationships are all one directional. So if we want to both trust each other, we can choose to do that independently. You don't have to be in agreement with someone to just claim that you're going to be looking at them. Alright, so here we can see a bunch of things happened on the Safari side. I'm in the Safari user again. We now have a notification that that user replied to one of the things we said. Alright, we'll just clear that. But also, because that's down here now, they now show up as one of our untrusted identities. So we could, for example, decide to trust them now. And this means that we now have a kind of bidirectional trust relationship. So we both trust each other, so now I start seeing the Firefox social items in Safari. Now just another quick example of some of the things that can be done with this is, right now I only have the one storage system attached to this user, so it's always going to be there. We'll say we're making a public post, and let's just very quickly set up a photo that we're going to put through this. Yeah, we'll say that one. So, hardly working. Alright, so we'll post that. So what this will do is it actually allows me to upload that file, which now shows up in the feed. Now, the only reason I wanted to point this out is, first of all, it shows what you can do with this dialog box up here, but also it shows some other things that you can do. Because, for example, all of these things, this isn't stored in the social networking application. No, this is everything in OpenAutonomy is stored only where in the application that offers that capability. So in this case, my storage. So if I refresh this, you can even see the status here changed. 97 kilobytes has been stored there. So if I open that, I'll just use another tab to keep everything live here. It now shows that, okay, there's a directory here called social feed. Now what happens here is every time the social application uploads a file, whenever you decide to attach a picture or something, it always stores it here. So this means that it's this upload that happened at this time. Now, why is this useful? Well, it means that any other application that likes working with files, like say the photo sharing, can also use this too. So now I'll just clear this, create an album, we'll just leave it with the default because I just want to show how this works. And now that I've got that in my storage, I can actually add it to photo albums directly. There. So now this is in this photo album, despite the fact that it's something which started elsewhere. And if I wanted, I could even reshare it on social. Of course, tag other users, things like that. All the kind of usual stuff you'd expect in a photo album. So that's how this all works. And of course, nothing else going on here, because that's all I wanted to show. But anyway, let me know if you want if you want an invite to the server to do some beta testing, and let us know what you think about it, because we really want to push this further and make sure that as we're releasing the source for all of this, that it actually does solve the problems that people want. Because we're really hoping to see a lot of people adopt this and pick up the server software, start using any of the existing servers like the one at OpenAutonomy.com or any of the other ones. It's important that this technology get out in everyone's hands so we can all work together to make it a better thing. So anyway, thanks for watching this demo. And again, contact me at contact@openautonomy.com, and I can add you or send you an invite to using OpenAutonomy.com. Thanks. Bye.